watch together.
Hello everybody, I'm Jesse Waters along with Judge Janine Pirro, Jessica Tarlov, Katie Pavlich, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. You're looking live at Texas. President-elect Donald Trump and Elon Musk taking off right as we speak, blasting that big and beautiful rocket, doing a test flight of their largest and most powerful spacecraft ever, and attempting a tricky maneuver that involves steering the booster back into the mechanical arms or chopsticks of the launch tower. But it's not just rockets. Elon Musk is also about to blast government waste into outer space as he gears up to lead DOGE, aka the Department of Government Efficiency. And he's giving us a sneak peek of the bloat they're going to cut. Like, why does our government need $1 million of your tax dollars to study if cocaine makes Japanese quail more sexually promiscuous? Greg, as you see Donald Trump gazing at that large and beautiful rocket taking off down in South Texas, what goes through your mind?
Japanese quail? Those little whores. By the way, Elon Musk has a great sense of humor. He's having his rocket take off in Boca Chica, which is Spanish for small mouth. Bet you didn't know that. That's why you come here. This is a great metaphor for this period in time. You know, it's a symbolic moment for many of us. We're having new beginnings. We're charting on, a different path, a positive path. And it's an interesting contrast between private and public enterprise.
Musk has had to come here and do these incredible things, which obviously Donald Trump, who has built an empire rebuilding the New York City skyline, actually very much appreciates and understands that the government makes these things more difficult rather than easier. But also there's a national security component to this. Of course, Donald Trump established the Space Force during his first term, and so that can be helpful. And also there's the interesting component of them trying to recycle some of the boosters that they use, because of course in a private company you have to use the money that you have. You don't just spend like the government and abuse because you don't have more coming in the door just because you want to do a special project here and there. So I think it's great that the president's there, and I'm sure that you'll see Elon Musk as an advisor on what they can do in space moving forward.
And it does look like, Jessica, the rocket might be coming back down, about to
Chopsticks alert.
Caught in the chopsticks.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, this is the coolest thing about Elon Musk, right? That he does things like this, and that he has the vision and puts the right people in place in order to create something like this. And looking back, there are many autopsies as to what happened in the election, but one of the most important factors was Elon Musk for Trump, not just in how much he spent. I think it was like $140 million when all is said and done, but the impact that he had, especially on younger male voters, as a sign of what entrepreneurialism can look like, what innovation can look like, what a person who is neurodivergent and does things a little bit in his own wacky way and is still this massive success can do. And I think it was a major selling point of that ticket, that you were going to be getting the presence of someone like Elon Musk. Now, there's stuff that I disagree with him about, and we'll see how much he'll be able to cut through DOGE, because you really need to go after defense and social security if you're trying to take a bite out of the bloat. But it's just awesome.
And America's adventures into outer space, Judge, something that's always been inspiring for the American people.
Yeah, it is one of the things that brings the American people together. It's true. I mean, Trump started a Space Force during his first term, and it's just inevitable that this marriage between Musk and Trump would occur, given the fact that, Musk was someone who, has this incredible mind and, is talking about actually colonizing
I don't want to tempt you,
Mars.
but there were a couple dinner rolls in there, so I'm going to have a half of one with mine. Do you want a half a dinner roll?
Yeah, half a dinner roll.
Mars would be incredible. But Trump is such a great entrepreneur that he sees the endless possibilities and the ambition and the drive and the success of someone like Musk, and he recognizes that Musk has the ability to advantage mankind. And some of the people on the left are so upset because Trump is there with Musk, and why are they together? And we have to realize that Musk is someone who benefits all of us, whether it was Ukraine setting up Starlink, or when Boeing failed to be able to bring those astronauts back, Musk stands up, or during the hurricane. Setting up Starlink. Musk has been someone who has done tremendous things for mankind, and I'm very excited about this. I think that the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, these things don't always go perfectly, Greg. There may be an issue with the catch. Not everybody uses chopsticks as well as you do.
Oh, thank you so much for that. Well, the thing is, the interesting thing about Musk is that he fails every day. There are things that he does that doesn't work. Some rockets crash, but he learns from that and he moves on. Might I tie identity politics into this?
Please do.
Sure. You mentioned DEI, and I think that one of the things that has really hurt government has been identity politics. If you have a human resource department that is so large, an administrative component that is so big, they have to do something. You've got to keep them busy. So you have somebody, taking care of Latinx Day. You have another who's in charge of Queer History Week, and another scheduling the drag queens for Story Hour. This is something that adds nothing to a company, and he understands that. This is why I also believe I think he pretty much got rid of the entire marketing department for what's the name of the electric car company again? Tesla. He's like, I'm going to be the marketing guy. So it's like he doesn't need that sort of stuff. So I think that this is the way old school thinkers do the work.
And I believe we just watched the booster go into the ocean. Looks like Elon Musk is explaining what happened to 45 and 47, Katie.
So they'll have to retrieve it from there, not from the chopsticks this time. But that's okay. As Greg was saying, sometimes it doesn't go always as planned, but everyone is safe, and they will have another launch to try and get that done for sure. In terms of the government, of course, for the next 4 years, Elon Musk is going to be part of Donald Trump's administration. He's been down at Mar-a-Lago giving him advice, and of course on X giving his takes on who he thinks should work in the administration. But he's had trouble with the administrative state regulation himself, through the FAA, through the Interior Department, trying to get permits. And if he's having trouble getting them, if you're a small business, if you're in a different field of business, you're going to have trouble as well with the federal government, which is why he's so interested in being part of DOGE. And also on the issue of cutting government waste, Jessica's right that unless you're going to go after these big, quote, entitlement programs, it's going to be difficult to get a dent in the federal debt. But I think it's just a matter of respect for your citizenry. And Elon Musk said at the Madison Square Garden rally that all government spending is taxation. And that is absolutely true. So when you have the government spending $1 million to see if cocaine makes Japanese quail more sexually promiscuous, it really just is a reflection of how the government, the people taking money from the private sector who are working every day to make the money, feels about their citizenry. So it's about a basic sort of respect. So maybe $1 million here, 100 million.
On similar lines as sexy Japanese quails after getting high. But what's different about it is that was kind of a pet project, no pun intended, about the quails for the senator versus something that's being prioritized. But we're going to listen in.
We're now going to listen into Elon Musk talking to President Trump.
Sounds great.
I love what he's saying.
That was indecipherable. Let's go back to Jessica Tarloff.
Just what the audience really wants. We could have heard Musk, and now we'll listen to her. No. The point is that looking at these kinds of things, whatever they are able to cut or not remains to be seen, is obviously a priority of the administration versus something that was really a side issue. And like once a year, he'd come out and say there are chickens on the treadmills at the NIH, and that's ridiculous.
Judge Jeanine, what do you think it's like to explain to the president that the rocket didn't catch the chopstick?
Well, I think that the president is so impressed already that he knows that this will, if it does anything, it will increase his determination to make sure that he does it again and does it again until he, gets it right. Look, he is so advanced and so ahead of so many other people, other companies that it's it really is no surprise because he's not just shooting, for the moon, he's shooting for Mars, and I just think that this is just part of the process, it's like research and development, you research and you develop and it doesn't work and you do something else.
Okay.
But I think